A while later, Fleo puts up a barrier around the house so they can detect when demons are coming. Reese gets upset just thinking about the annoying cat, so Fleo tells her to calm down. Reese gets even more upset as she thinks Fleo is defending her, but Fleo just remembers what Eulimina said, that he was responsible for eliminating Reese's brother and all his troops. It's clearly bothering him, but Fleo just tells Reese that it's nothing. Nearby, Blossom can't stop staring at her screen, as she is in disbelief to have earned the Dragon Slayer title. The girls admire the hoe that destroyed the dragon, but Balarasa says it's time to hunt for today's share of monsters. Their admiration is then directed at her for being disciplined enough to train every day. The girls have a lot of gratitude towards Fleo for helping them, so they are eager to get stronger as well. While they all admiring Balarasa, we see that she's actually in tears. Receiving the Dragon Slayer title is every upcoming adventurer's dream, so she is depressed about falling behind. If she had received the title instead, Balarasa could have gotten back the noble status that her family lost. Then they might have been able to live in the capital again, just like when her father was a knight. Just then some guy appears, looking for a friend of his. Balarasa is skeptical of this guy since he is so lightly equipped, in a forest full of monsters. He explains that he is looking for Fleo's wife, but this makes it clear to Balarasa that he must be part of the demon army. Balarasa demands to know what business he has with someone who cut ties with the demon army, and depending on his answer, they might have to do battle. The guy admits to being part of the demon army, but he explains that he is only there to check on Fenris. He decides to leave, but asks that give a message to Fenris. If she ever wants to chat about the past, then he is available. Before leaving, he reveals that his name is Gozel. Fleo and Reese arrive, so Balarasa tells them everything. Reese knows exactly who the guy was, and can't believe that he picked such an obviously fake name. Fleo explains that they came because his barrier detected a demon. Then Balarasa is shocked to hear that his display screen said that the person Balarasa was talking to was actually the Demon Lord. Reese confirms this as she explains that his real name is Gol. Balarasa trembles in fear after hearing this, and she raises her sword to the Demon Lord, so Balarasa is certain that the demons will want to eliminate her. The next day, Gozel went to their home, and Gozel is shocked by how calm Fleo is in his presence. Gozel being there is new to Balarasa, so she is terrified to see him. Then Gozel reveals that his visit has to do with Eulimina's. Balarasa is part of this meeting as well, but she has no clue why. Balarasa is terrified and can't understand why she has to sit next to the Demon Lord. Reese assumes that the Demon Lord is there to get revenge, but Gozel shockingly reveals that he actually came to ask Fleo to join the demon army. Fleo calmly declines, which is something Gozel didn't expect. Fleo lives in the forest, so Gozel assumes that Fleo wants to oppose the humans. This isn't the case, as Fleo just doesn't think it makes sense for him to side with the humans just because he is one. On top of that, Fleo for some reason just openly tells the Demon Lord that he isn't from this world, and doesn't even know why the humans and demons are at war. Reese never explained it to him because Fleo simply doesn't want to fight. Gozel admits that it's unlikely that anyone exists who knows the true reason they fight. The war has been going on for 500 years, and it started around the time when the first Demon Lord ascended. The first Demon Lord came from another world to take over this one, and he was accepted by demons, who at the time were being oppressed by humans. Stopping a war that has gone on this long won't be easy, but the ideals passed down through 12 generations of Demon Lord have changed. Gozel is the current Demon Lord, but has no interest in ruling the world. However, just then Gozel releases a ton of power. Gozel declares that he is still king of the demons, and Gozel cannot allow someone who possesses such a threat to the demons to fall into the hands of the humans. Gozel warns Fleo that he must take his advice and join the demon army. Fleo calmly explains that Gozel has seriously overestimated his abilities, besides that Fleo does not intend to pick a side in the war. Gozel stops releasing power, and is actually amused to see how determined Fleo is. Gozel is impressed and points out that this must have been the same determination that led Fleo to reject the king. Gozel prepares to leave, but assures them that this does not mean he has given up. Gozel thinks about how unbelievable it is to find a human who unfazed by his presence. Gozel isn't just talking about Fleo either. Gozel is talking about Balarasa. The other girls arrive to wonder if Balarasa is okay, but she is frozen from shock. When Balarasa wakes up the next morning, Balarasa is shocked to see that Gozel is there again. Gozel is eating the breakfast that Reese has made, so Reese just asks him to leave as soon as he is done. Gozel insists that Balarasa join him, but she goes to get dressed instead. Later, Balarasa tries to sneak away, but Gozel finds her. Gozel would like to speak with her, but Balarasa runs off to training. Day after day Gozel keeps returning to the house, and Balarasa keeps coming up with excuses to leave. Gozel doesn't seem to take the hint though, and just admires her for how hard worker she is. At the castle the king is informed that a mysterious demon has been visiting Fleo frequently. The king becomes furious since Fleo has been ignoring his summons, and now seems to be siding with the demon army. King plans to send soldiers to capture Fleo, but the princess tells him not to. If King is wrong about Fleo, then his actions might drive him to the demon army. Princess thinks they should listen to what Fleo has to say, and come up with a compromise. The king silences her, and the blonde hero arrives to agree with him. He has to be given soldiers so he can force Fleo to obey their orders. At the demon's castle, Eulimenes warns Gozel that going to Fleo's house so many times alone could be dangerous. Gozel points out that he trusts Fleo much more than he does the human king. If there is a chance that Gozel can get someone as powerful as Fleo on his side, then Gozel vows to do his best to convince him. Eulimenes points out that their soldiers are awaiting his orders, but Gozel has not made his decision yet on when they will make their move. When Gozel leaves, Eulimenes is concerned, because some demons have begun to speak ill of the demon lord for visiting Fleo so much. Eulimenes wonders if Gozel is really going there so much, just for Fleo. Back home, Fleo explains that he has been thinking about selling gear made of dragon scales, and he has already made a prototype. It will take some more work before it's ready for sale, but Fleo is determined to make this a successful business, so they can support themselves. Reese wonders if he's making the right decision by refusing to work for the king, since Fleo would be making a lot more money that way. On top of that, Fleo would be using his abilities to the fullest. Reese wonders if Fleo doesn't want to fight the demons because of her, but Fleo points out that he isn't as kind as Reese thinks he is. What's really holding him back is that after finding out that he has such incredible power, he would rather not fight anyone if he doesn't have to. Reese points out that this is being kind, and it's one of the things she admires about him. Just then Fleo was told that someone had arrived. It is the blonde hero, and Fleo tells Reese not to kick him to the curb. Blonde hero gives Fleo two options. Either Fleo becomes his subordinate, or Fleo will be considered an informant to the demon army, in which case the hero will have to cut him down this very moment. The hero is pleased with his little speech, and considers this to be one of his top 3 best climax scenes of his entire life. Hero assumes that Fleo is so scared of his aura, that Fleo is unable to speak, and he doesn't blame him, as the hero is sure that he will become a legend of this world. All Hero will have to do is to defeat the demon lord with Fleo as his subordinate. Fleo apologizes, seeing as the hero brought so many people to his house, but Fleo explains that he will not be choosing a side in the war no matter what. The hero deems him a traitor, but the girls point out that this is tyrannical behavior. The hero threatens them with the reason for helping Fleo, and only offers to let them be free if they help him convince Fleo. Fleo gets serious as he determines that he has no other option. Fleo refuses to choose a side, but he doesn't want to fight here, so they will have to go somewhere else. The hero is shocked, but Reese is totally fine with leaving. The other girls wish to go with them as well, because living with them has taught them that fighting demons might not be the right thing to do. All the girls feel the same way, but the hero points out that there's no possible way they could escape this encirclement of soldiers. The hero tries to put Fleo in his place, but Hero is shocked when Fleo uses a teleportation spell. Once the spell is over, everyone is absolutely stunned to see that they disappeared. It's not just them though, as Fleo somehow managed to teleport the house and fields as well. Everyone is utterly shocked, as they can't believe that Fleo could use teleportation on such an insane scale. Just then they noticed that the demon that had been visiting Fleo had appeared, so the hero ordered them to capture him. Gozel sees that everything is gone, so Gozel becomes furious and blames the humans. His rage is overwhelming, and Gozel declares that he must teach the humans a lesson. In his fury, Gozel issues an order for all his demon forces to assemble and launch an all-out attack on the kingdom of Clyrode. This is exactly what Eulimenes was waiting for, so Eulimenes tells all the demons to mobilize. The human soldiers see that darkness is approaching, so the blonde hero runs for his life. Elsewhere, all the girls are amazed by Fleo teleportation, as everything is just how it was before. However, Fleo explains that they are now near a town west of the royal capital. They are pretty far from the capital now, so the girls are glad that neither the hero nor the demon lord will be able to find them. No one is more relieved than Balarasa, since the demon lord seems to be really into her. Flea apologizes for putting Reese through all of this, but Reese is happy as long as she stays by Fleo's side. Reese declares that she will make a feast to celebrate their new home, so everyone rushes inside. And that's where today's episode ends. Fleo thought he had escaped the war, but the Demon Lord has made his move. Next time, Fleo faces a conflict that threatens the entire world. Before you go, friends, we've started a membership program for true fans, where you'll get early access to videos, exclusive recaps, and shoutouts in our uploads. Check the link in the description if you'd like to join the family. If you enjoyed this recap, drop a like, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss what happens next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.